Hi guys, Denise Rich here. I am hopeful we can unify and get into a lot. With that being said, let's just do the damn thing. I want to talk to you today about the man in the White House. Everything from racism to mocking people to just downright disrespect of the American people that don't rock with him. If you have anything to say that he feels is uh, not putting him in the spotlight in a very good way. Um, if you have any constructive criticism, any negativity, he don't know how to finesse that into something positive to give the people, positive to maybe change your mind about him. He doesn't do that, and that's kind of really sad that we have someone in the White House that can't adapt, adjust, and everybody wants to spew. Well, those of you that do rock with um, the Donald, you want to tell us how the tax breaks, but that was only for the super rich. I mean, so come on, let's get serious. Let's put our cards out there on the table. And anytime you do that, the people, the little people with no money are going to be the ones that pay. Obamacare, no, it wasn't the perfect solution, but it helped a lot of people that couldn't afford insurance before, and people now with pre-existing conditions that could get help. You just couldn't stand it because he was black. Period. I'm sorry. Let's just say it. You say that you're not prejudiced. That is not true. Yes, some people voted for him. He ran and he won twice, but a lot of you were prejudiced. A lot of you that didn't vote for him. Because just remember, people voted on both sides. You want to say like everybody voted for Obama and we elected a black president? That is not the way it went down, Mitch. Okay, and also, you know, this all of this disruption with collusion, and I firmly believe that there was collusion. I believed it from day one, and I still believe it. If you can sit and listen to the things that the 10 or 11 things that Mueller pointed out and why, um, there's real still no definitive answers. What that he didn't collude. He just Mueller couldn't prove it to that point. And keep in mind, guys, that Putin said if he helped Donald Trump to win, that the American people would never be able to detect it. And it's proven that he went into the electoral college, into the system. Don't tell me he went in there just to look around and came on out. Okay? I truly believe votes were changed. Donald Trump is not legitimate. He did not win that fair and square. And instead of him showing us that, I'm this uh, forward thinker, I've got myself together like Barack had. I mean, study, do some studying of the system and how it works, and the economy, how it truly works. Just don't throw stuff out there and espouse things and everybody's supposed to believe it. You don't have to be a scholar to recognize when you're being swindled. So, with that being said, also, um, I'd like to know what you and Putin talk about. They talk on numerous occasions, and to this day, almost 4 years into his presidency, we don't have one concrete conversation between him and Putin. And he joked before the world, Putin don't mess in the election. Ha ha ha. Him and Putin thought it was funny. I didn't see that was funny. Wasn't funny worth a damn. I wouldn't be surprised if we woke up by the end of his presidency and we were a part of Russia. The next thing would be Bill Barr. Okay, that's Donald Trump's loudest cheerleader. You're supposed to be the AG of the people, but you're President Trump's personal attorney. That's remarkable. Remarkable, Bill. But just remember, the Teflon Don, who was the true Don, was Gotti. He also, in the end, uh, was brought down. And that Teflon Don, because everything now seems to slide off of him, so that's why I coined him the new Teflon Don. It's going to catch up with him too, and you're going to go down with him. So you just remember that. You heard it here on Into a Lot, guys. This thing with Epstein, he wants to put it out there, tweets about Bill Clinton, but you was his friend. You rocked with him before y'all fell out. Anybody could fall out. But what were you doing the years that you were rocking with him? It's shown that you also flew on his plane. So you can't say it was Bill Clinton. It could have been Trump. It could have been anybody that's on that list. And I'd like to see the list. I stay here in the video. Where's the list of players? Because we know that they are out there, and the list does exist, I'm sure. But you've silenced the walking list. He's gone. I truly don't believe that that man killed himself. He knew that he had gotten out of it before. This time, it was said that he had cut a deal to name the who's who that used to frequent the island and have these sexual escapades with these young girls. And then I heard a rumor that a mobster said William Barr, our AG, and believe me, I use the word our lightly because he is a Trump attorney, a cheerleader for Trump, that he went to visit Epstein in jail. Now, I heard that on a news feed, and I have yet to see anything else about it. So allegedly, the AG went to see Epstein in jail. Now, if that's true, allegedly, that would be huge. Why would you take the time and you're the AG of the United States to go see a convicted pedophile, child molester? Why would you take the time to do that? And the only thing I could think of, and that is to say, hey, don't open your mouth. That deal you made should be null and void. Or you could be on your way out of here. And certainly that's what happened. Now, that allegedly, I'm just speculating on what he could have said if he did go see him. That would be very interesting. A bombshell, actually. And I'm going to keep my ears and eyes open and see where that goes. Because if the AG went, you should see something on a camera or what have you. If they have any missing footage, then, of course, that's going to, raise some eyebrows. It should raise some eyebrows. Back to the Teflon Don, though. If you don't watch yourself, Attorney Barr, when he goes down, you're going to go down with him. And anybody who's in that circle, look how many have already fallen and are waiting prison time or in prison. So, it catches up with you. Now, Donald, again, you were also, one of his hangout buddies, Epstein, that is. Who is this little girl that you've got your hands around and you're kissing her on the head? She looks very uncomfortable. Now, here in this video, it's got Donald Trump, the young lady, Epstein, and Trump again, and with Ivanka in two poses. Now, I know a lot of people have put out there, that he acts a little weird, touchy-feely with his daughter. And I can say some of those poses may suggest to you that something is amiss, but, she could have just be daddy's little girl, and Ivanka knew how to, to manipulate her father. That's what it looks like to me. But, I can get what I want from daddy. I'm daddy's little girl, and she knew what melted his heart. Now, I believe that she, have lived a very privileged life, and she just don't know how privileged. Um, but she's a wife and mother, and like I said, that dating my daughter thing is kind of weird. And then when he was on Howard Stern, he's allowed Howard Stern to say his daughter was a hot piece of ass, which I thought was, I don't know, grotesque. I thought was very unbecoming of a father, because my father would have died. He probably would have punched Howard Stern in the nose, but Donald Trump thought that was an accolade for some reason or another. So, but the little girl, I had to look again because I wasn't sure whether that was Ivanka when she was little. But then when I saw it wasn't, I'm thinking, Donald Trump, why are you kissing this kid on the head, hands around her little waist, and Epstein in front of you? It's just a weird scene all the way around. It really is. But again, his daughter, I just think Ivanka, uh, you know, knew that she could manipulate her father, and that's basically what she was doing there. Hopefully, right, guys? I mean, please, I hope Donald Trump had nothing else in mind, because that would really sadden me. Um, the other thing is, again, Donald, Putin, Mitch McConnell, um, William Barr. It's going to be a lot of people that's going to have to face a reckoning. Kelly Conway, it's going to be a lot of people that have rocked with him. Unfortunately, uh, you know, if the melee happens or the economy um, now takes a real downturn, we know the deficit is out of control and supposed to be something like 22 billion by the time he leaves office if he stays on track to where he is now. Um, Ivanka will get caught up in that melee, and I think from time to time she may try to do things, to help. I've heard a few things, in which she, put a bug in daddy's ear, just as she's doing there. I think she definitely um, knew how to manipulate her father when she was young to get what she wants. And now that she's an adult, she does have an influence. Um, Melania, I don't know, just missing. Um, you know, um, we see the photo ops, but I anything beyond the photo ops is kind of a miss. Well, not kind of a miss, it is a miss. But Donald, really, that pose with that little girl, that's really, really strange. And back then, it may not have appeared to be. It still looked a little awkward. But now that we know what Epstein was and what he did, Donald, that really is not a good look. So, with that being said, guys, I'm gonna hope that this turns out to be something not horrific, because really, he's done a lot of things that you go, whoa, really? You got to be kidding me, OMG. But that pose with that little girl, that's kind of churns your stomach a little bit. uh, Epstein, you should have told, uh, not wait until your life was in jeopardy. If you made the deal for 5 years and to give the list, you should have given the list, because now you're gone. So if you had a hiding place and that person knows where that hiding place is, where the list was stashed, please get it and put it out there, because we need to know who else was in that group that the frequent flyer group, okay? To the Allen of disgusting is what it is. But with that being said, Mitch McConnell, we are coming for you. We're not going to let you get away with no reparations. No reparations. When your grandfather and your great grandfather, and I'm sure his father had mulatto slaves, how did you get those mulatto kids and slaves on your plantation without sleeping with black women and impregnating them, and then they're having lighter skinned kids due to the man that raped them? So they had mulatto slaves. You are a direct descendant of that. You are the product of your father and your grandfather having mulatto slaves, and for you to say you don't see how or why we should get reparations at this point, and other groups have been over here and they've been done wrong and blah, 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 that's some bull crap, because no group, name me one, Mitch, that have worked for 265 years in this country for free. You get a paycheck out of Washington, D.C. every time payday hits. But the slaves built Washington, D.C., and they got nothing for their work. Who works for free in America? They got absolutely nothing to pass down to their descendants, which would be us. So we're coming for you, Mitch. And yes, I truly believe you are Moscow, Mitch, because that big plant is going up in Kentucky. But now that the plant is up, guys, you'll need to separate yourself. You need to stop backpedaling away from Mitch, because this is somebody who will not even put securities in place to keep Putin and other countries out of our election. But I have to put the spotlight on Putin Trump, because they hang um, like they was raised up together. So it's definitely something there. I'd like to find out what that is. And just keep in mind, Mitch, we're coming for you. When they go to the polls, everybody in Kentucky is not going to rock with Mitch McConnell because of what you did. If a Russian's got you in his pocket, then guys, you also could be in trouble. But as the United States as a whole, if we don't start critiquing this and really looking at what Donald Trump is doing with Putin, every time you turn around, they're having, private conversations. Um, it's a little strange. It's a little strange. And like I said, don't want to wake up and be a part of Russia, guys. So pay attention, and I'll come back to you with my thoughts. Until then, let's just get into a lot.